Hello there, namaste. So it's been a while since I've had the time to actually go through a book and might as well start a new series, even though there's a ton of other books and series that I've already started and that just came out or come out a while ago. But yeah, I'm not the hero. I actually really enjoy this book. I like the stories where the main character isn't really the main character, but he has a huge focus. Here, the main character has a more important role to play because of the oddity he is. Because compared to his friend who happens to be the hero, he is far more important because his situation is far more rare. So I like it when the stories kind of do those kinds of things. I gotta say, I'm not a fan when everyone in the world kind of uses the same vernacular where for like, oh, we know about leveling. Oh, we know about quests. Oh, we know about this. Oh, we all see this holographic screen. I like it when it's kind of like something that's given to the protagonists because it's how their mind works in that reality, or if they're actually trapped in a video game, because they're basically given a video game world without being in a video game. When it makes sense where their magic powers kind of emulate that, I can wrap my head around it rather than everyone in the world understanding that vernacular. It's just like, okay, so the whole world's a video game. Got it. Makes sense. But other than that, it is a good story to get into and follow along. There's that brother dynamic, and that's the one thing I really did enjoy in what's the series? I forgot what it is, but it's Michael J. Sullivan, I think, who wrote the series. But he had like, the 8th Realm, the 10 Realms, the 10 Realm book, where it's basically a brother dynamic, two friends who basically get along so well. They are each other's anchor. They support each other they support each other's weaknesses. They know how to see each other's blind spots. I like that dynamic. I like the dynamic of why the main character, is his nickname from his friend whose nickname is D. Yeah, Oren and Daniel, but I like how they kind of had this dynamic of breaking down. Why did they have a breakdown? What was the issue? And then you go into it and realize, the magic is having a mental problem. But it was kind of funny because they introduced things. It was like, you could just think something and the magic becomes reality. So when he's talking to the mind mage, the mind mage basically makes it seem like everything that O is doing is something anyone can do, because a woman wanted to find out if her boyfriend really loved her, so she got a mind-reading spell so she could find out if her boyfriend really loved her. As dumb as a choice as that is, it's just like they make the rest of the book seem like that's not an option where you can just choose what you want. That's what makes O special. He can literally custom design what he wants. He can literally choose anything he wants. He sees someone using a power. If he has the ability points to purchase it, he can purchase it just because he's seen it once or has thought of an idea of what he wants to do. He can make it on the spot. That's what makes him special. But they make it seem like everyone kind of does that too, because the woman wanted to know if her husband actually cared for her, so while she was drunk, she purchased it. It was like, they've got to do something, because they introduced that nobody can really use healing magic. They have to use a bracelet or something, which conditions their body to be able to do it over and over and over again before it unlocks, before they can, purchase it. So there are certain aspects where if you actually think about it, it's like, okay, you're kind of going back on what you said here. It's still a good story. It's still a good story because I always like a good lit RPG, one that has good characters that are kind of flushed out, one that has a character who's overly paranoid. I enjoy those who literally think about everything. Because he's like, his friend's the jock, and he's like the nerd, and he's like, no, we're not going to go straight to the town and just say, I'm a hero. No, you do not do that. You don't know what's going to happen. And of course, someone does try to do that. The fact that there are a bunch of little things in the story that are just like, I wouldn't trust someone who literally tried to have me killed. I don't care if they have the means to help me. It doesn't justify any actions they did against me. If they nearly killed me, I would not help them no matter what. Even if, oh, we had a healer on standby, that's all well and good. He literally had it, literally was on death's door, had to cure himself in order to survive that incident because they didn't care about O, they only wanted D. That sounds so weird when I actually say the nicknames. But yeah, it's one of those things that's just like, when you actually think about it after the fact, because I'm like, thinking about it now, I'm like, well, I still enjoyed it. I'll still go through it. I'm still interested in book 2. But other than that, I mean, it's worth a read. It's worth a read. It's not like He Who Fights with Monsters, which I'll go back to and go through multiple times. And I'm excited for the next book that's coming out this month, I think. It's not like some of those other series like The Mark of the Fool, which absolutely have me enthralled through each and every book. It always adds on more and more and more. And it seems like the author really did plan out everything that's going on. Right here, it seems like he has an idea and he's just going for it. He's not caring about some of the things that pop up because they're not supposed to be a main focus. I'm like, in world building aspect, that's kind of an issue. But if you look at it just as the story, where it's just the two friends who one's a hero and one's an oddity, and they are just supporting each other. They're supposed to be doing something, and they're just trying to. Yeah, it does work. I do enjoy the book. And I'll probably go through it at least another time or two because the next book comes out soonish. But yeah, I'm eager. Going through these always makes me want to continue writing my own because I started and then I'll stop and then I'll start again and then I'll stop and then I'll get busy with work and don't even have time to read again and then I'll start reading again and then I'll want to write again and then it's just like I don't have time for anything anymore again and just it goes in circles. It really goes in circles. But if you want to write, you just sit down and write. I guess I just don't want to write, right? Because I don't sit down and write. I'll read, and I'll review, I'll work. Yeah, but this book really was worth a read for me. I am glad I ended up going through it because it's good to go through something that's kind of like an escapism book, a book where it has someone fighting and dealing with struggles and really does push themselves to do more. I really do enjoy those books. I like those books where someone picks up and invents things out of nothing. I like those where someone is literally supposed to be a nobody and does so much with themselves. Of course, he's still more important than the hero, but at the same time, he is not the hero. As the title suggests, he is not the hero, but it's still definitely an enjoyable story to go through. I don't have anything else to say. I've been babbling for far too long, but I did enjoy it. I did absolutely enjoy it. Even though it has like a few things, which maybe they weren't issues that I saw. Maybe it's just how I read it. It just seemed to be contradicting itself. But what books don't contradict themselves, right? I mean, how many issues can you poke in the Harry Potter series? It doesn't stop it from being a great series because there's so many holes. When Voldemort finally comes back to life, and this isn't about Harry Potter, when Voldemort finally comes back to life, they could have checked his mind. They could have pulled out this thing to test it. They could have gone back in time. There's so many things that they introduced previous series, and then just like, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a good book. A good book's a good book. That's all I gotta say. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.